And are you refreshed?
Yes.
Now what? Seems like there are some things unfinished, yeah? Let's do something practical. Let's find a different point of attraction on something. Something where you know your point of attraction is off and you'd like to change it. Got anything going on like that? Because it's just one thought at a time, isn't it? You're not going to change those beliefs all of a sudden. They're going to keep performing for you like you've practiced them.
Hello.
Yeah.
So good to be here.
Yeah.
So I have created kind of a nightmare, but it's torn me down and it's rebuilt me. I'm not a victim. I created it all. I own it all. I've learned from it. But now I'm having a hard time getting aligned.
So just to start, let's accept that the less back explaining, the less overcoming of a frequency that isn't helpful. And so can you use this moment, any moment, not just because we're here, but can you use this powerful moment where your motion forward begins, can you use it in the most effective way by not explaining anything except where you want to be in relationship to where you are?
Yes.
Can you feel the value of that? Mm-hmm. Because it's tempting to explain it.
Right.
In a sort of maybe attitude of wanting to justify just a little bit where I am. But no justification is needed because you are where you are and where you want to be. So
I want to get back in alignment and...
Not back in alignment. Alignment.
I want to be in alignment.
I want to be in alignment.
Yes.
Because
that's where my heart is, and that's where my...
Because it feels good to be in alignment.
It does.
Because I prefer clarity to confusion, and frisky to lethargic, and happy to sad, and pleasant to ornery. In other words, you don't have to explain it in any other way other than it just feels good to be in alignment. And so, is it a big jump? Could you make a big jump? Nobody really makes a big jump. So, because I want to be in alignment, could you say something like, I'd like to move in the direction of alignment? Not quantum leap over there, not deny everything that happened in a sort of stuffing it and pretending it didn't happen, but from where I am, which is not in a bad place, what looks forward, what feels better? Can you lean into alignment? Do that. In a practical way, do that.
Okay.
Because you're tempted to explain more to us, but you can feel our reticence. And so with no explanation, just from where you are, what leans into alignment, the feel of alignment? What's alignment feel like anyway?
So yesterday I had great alignment with everything that I did. I was vibrating so high. Like you were talking about the feather, and that happened all day yesterday, and I finally felt...
So I'm good at this thing.
Yes.
Even if you were just in an observational mode, what you observed came to you because of your point of attraction. It isn't a bad thing to be happy just because there were happy things around you. Because of where you were, that was your point of attraction. And so the better it gets, the better it gets. So do we really need to have this discussion at all, or did you have everything that you're asking for now yesterday?
No, you cleared it up. You did. I think I just wanted to hear it. Like, I know I'm capable of it, and I think I forgot.
You know what it is? You all, we love you so much. You feel like you're paying such a price at being alive. And you feel like you have to explain everything to everybody. It just doesn't seem like a normal thing to just choose to feel better and just look for something that does. Seems like you should defend why you want to feel better by explaining how you didn't feel better. But that was a good conversation. Good.
No, that was good. Perfect. Thank you.
So let's do that again. You're very welcome. Let's do that again. Let's do something like that again. Now, don't try to trick us. Don't pretend like that's what you're going to do. Don't pretend like that's what you're going to do and then do something different. If you've got something that's for real, right here. Yeah. Because everything that we've talked about here today, you've been resonating with it. You get it. You believe it. But it's just not that simple, Abraham. You just can't quantum leap over there, can you? No, you just find the next logical step for it. Yeah.
I need help staying in alignment when my focus gets caught in things that are none of my business.
Yeah, well, that's what we've been talking about. 94% of what you think about.
Yes.
It's a lot. Everybody's sort of that way. What is making you say with such accurate confidence that it's none of my business? Why are you so confident that it isn't any of your business? Because it doesn't feel good, which means your inner being is not making it. If your inner being were making something your business, you would feel resonance when you make it your business. Like the postman. Esther hardly ever meets up with him, but she'd forgotten something, and so she went back and went in the front of the house, and he came and was so diligent about putting her packages and her mail where he knows it belongs, even though it is not the most convenient. And he was careful not to step on flowers and to step on the stepping stones, and Esther got to witness it, and she just thought, I have to tell him how much I appreciate him. That was just the easiest thing in the world to do. That was her business, because her heart was singing. And she just felt like she just wanted to say to him, thank you, thank you, thank you, and maybe give him something extra. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Something like that is your business. When you feel like that, it's your business. But if he had been grumbling, if he had dropped something, if he'd sworn, if he'd crushed a flower, if he'd thrown it over the fence, and Esther had felt unhappy about it, seems like it's her business. That didn't happen. That's never happened. We made all that up. But... well, it happened a long time ago, but seems like it's her business because it's her mail and her fence and her postman. But what we're saying to you is if your heart isn't singing, your inner being hasn't made it your inner being's business, and therefore we pronounce it's not your business.
Okay, I understand that. And
So that was a pretty big bridge.
it is...
So let's talk practicality. So give us an example, and it's all right.
Okay, I want to be real general, but I want to be a part of the becoming of a better place in the world. I feel good, and I want to...
Well, then you can't help but be a promoter of that if you feel good. But when you feel bad, that's when you're out of step. And the world wants to say to you that when you feel bad, that's when you need to step up and do something. And we say, when you feel bad and you step up and do something, you add to what feels bad.
Right.
So you want to watch for easy existing matches. Easy existing matches. They're all over the place. Easy because you're right there and you're not having to make it up. But even if you have to make it up, it's existing in your mind.
Right. Okay, and it's just, and I can do this, and I can do it on my own.
It feels like I can do this, like there's a kind of urgency about I can do this, and we want to soften that urgency by saying 100% of the non-physical population, and it's huge, we can't even describe to you what that energy is on that. That is the momentum. People freak out because things look like they're going one way and they want them to go another way. But the wanted end of the stick is being answered. And so what you want to do is, let's make this fun. Play with this for the next few days. I'm testing myself to see if I'm in the vicinity of what the source energy is inspiring on this topic. What am I going to see when I turn on my television? What am I going to hear as I'm standing in line at the grocery store? What am I going to rendezvous with? Am I going to rendezvous with the struggle, or am I going to rendezvous with the solutions that are coming as fast as the struggle is coming? They are. You just don't see them if you're oriented to the struggle. There has never been a faster, more glorious movement toward well-being than is happening right now on planet Earth. Think about why. This end of the stick's getting picked up quite a bit because there's some stuff to complain about from every perspective. But that means the other end of the stick's being picked up too. And that end of the stick has the undivided attention of source energy. And so huge cooperative component. Remember, it's attraction. So what does that mean? What does it seem like it would mean if your inner being has been watching you and everybody else, and knows what you're asking for, and is focused only on wanted, not on the reason it's wanted, not on what happened that makes you want it, only on the wanted. So think about that source energy. This is the energy that creates worlds. This is the energy that keeps planets spinning in orbit in perfect proximity to other planets. In other words, this is big time, very effective, very productive energy focused on this vortex. So then what do you think that means to law of attraction. Law of attraction, then, is taking that focus and gathering the cooperative components. And the question that you're asking is, am I one of them? Am I one of the cooperative components that's going to get gathered up in this? Or am I a cooperative component that's going to get gathered up into that? Which cooperative component? Am I an advocate or a protester? What am I being drawn to? And that's why what we were talking about earlier, when you say, I have this idea, oh, I want that. And we say, where did it come from? Where did it come from? So this can be very productive as you feel exhilarated about something or inspired to say something nice or do something that feels good to you when you do it. And you say, where did that come from? Well, it came straight from the vortex. It was my inner being suggestion, and I'm aligned. And so I heard it, and so I was able to follow through with it. So I got to be in on the manifestation of something that didn't just sound good and feel good. I got to be in on the manifestation of something that was really, really good. And likewise the other way. If you feel drawn to act or gesture or whatever, where'd that come from? Well, it came from the anti-vortex.
Right. Okay. Thank you. This is awesome. Thank
Really
you.
good?
I love it. Advocate.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Really good. So now what? Let's do more of this. Let's do some more of this. You willing to do some more of this? The work's easy. It's just constant.